So today we've got this Midland Allen 48 XL multi. I think it's a no transmit situation. They've got two radios. They've got a Midland 38 and they can talk to everybody on that, but they don't seem to be able to talk to everybody on this. So a little bit of rust on the back. There's loads of versions of these, aren't there? These have been going around since 1997 and are still going around. So you'll probably be aware they have dry joints. You can also be aware the meters fail. And the Rob dogs want £27 for new meters, so they don't get them. So although this is an end user, it's a Lorry customer, so it still counts as trade. And he lives relatively local. So we popped round with it personally the other day. Now we do have an AKD, is it? Direction finder in for repair, and theoretically that's in front of this, but I don't know anything about those. There's no documentation, so I'm going to have to muddle my way through. I don't want another long stay. We've still got CB 1100 thing, which I'm going to have to do a final thing on. Well, let's get screws in the back as well on these. It'd be nice if you could have this back, wouldn't it? Right, power supply on, straight for the 13.8 volts. I'm trying to remember how to switch it on. Right, I'll switch picture in picture on straight away. And let's go in for transmit. You know what, I've gone and plugged it into the roof area. Well, certainly, I've heard it transmitting because it goes over our scanner. So it's doing 3 watts. Let's put it on channel 20 so we know what we're doing. So put it to the frequency counter and let's see what is happening. So we're looking for 2779,125, 2779,106. That's fine. Let's look for deviation. Wallow 1212. There isn't any. This says it's got a flat battery. One two one two, 1212, 1212, Wallow. So we've got no transmitted audio. Well, it won't be the mic. But you know what? We could always have a look, couldn't we? I'll pause the video and see if we can find one. Right, well, we've got a new one of these in the box. We'll borrow the mic out of this and hope it's the right one. It's one we've previously done a video on. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, we've got dry joints by the sounds of that. It's as microphonic as anything, isn't it? So I'll put that mic on one side and we'll go with the one it's come with. Okay, so frequency is 2779104. Though by the time the gear's been on 20 minutes, that might well be where it should be. So these are C multi, so it doesn't have low power. So let's have a look. We're in the 3 watt scale. Just doing more than 3 watts. He's just doing 3 watts. I won't be looking at CPT. It's 3 watts. So our transmit current is 1.16. It's got no deviation, so it's no TX audio. It's saying it's doing 4 watts, which it isn't, but that's fine. Right, let's dial something into the signal generator and see whether it's receiving okay. So 2779. Oh, it's a bit low because it is a bit low. Let's have it, we'll have it low. We'll just have it there. That's good enough. We'll plug the test gear in. Make sure we've got RF gain and that up. It wasn't, it is now. Oops, turn the squelch off. Switch that to there. Well, I think this is better than most. It's 0.5. .44. One. See where the squelch is. Squelch to full. Let's put the attenuator on the inset picture. That's 100. I'd like it to be in at that. It's in at 290. And the sensitivity. Set the threshold on the radio. Try again, that was me in the wrong position. It is 0.48. Let's see where the S meter is. Actually works on this, which more than the lights do. I'm not going to be doing the lights. It is for S9. It's a massive 10 millivolts. I'll just check it on PA as a courtesy. That'll prove us something with the mic, won't it? Testing 1 2, 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 1 2 1 2. Give it a bit of a 1 2 1 2, 1 2 1 2. I'm supposed to have one of those vibrators on the bench, but I don't know where it is. I don't think I'd be showing that on video. Anyway, I'll get it under the video microscope and we'll see where that is. So we've got no PA function. So it could do with coming up a bit on transmit, and it could the receive is fine, but we'll still be going through it. So I'll see if I can see something before we start heading towards an electronic fault. I don't think it's been messed with or anything. It's, you know, the lorry drivers have not used it for a bit. It's come out of the garage and it doesn't work. Okay, so we've got to the bottom of where this Midland 48 is. No PA audio, no transmitted audio. Now Mr. Chippie's been this with a fine-tooth comb for dry joints, because these are prone to that. Now I've actually come to the conclusion the fault's on the control subboard here, which I've just unscrewed, and it's actually the mic gain control that's at fault, but I can't get a replacement. It's still offering the volume and squelch controls, but not the mic gain. Now this isn't a collector, it's a lorry driver, and I think the best thing to do is to actually link out the control so that it's always on full. So that's what we'll do right away. And hopefully we can get back on with the set and get it back to it. So let's see which one goes to ground. If ground is ground, just the bottom one. Basically we've only got to link the top two as far as I can see. I think there's a cracked track. It's not responding to any switch cleaner, so I think it's a cracked track. They're concentric, these are. So there we go. Before I screw that back together, I'll see whether that was the correct thing to do. I think, yeah. So now we have no control over PA, so effectively PA isn't usable. But as far as the radio goes, that should be normal now. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Oh, I'm on the wrong. I'm on 9 volts. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 2, testing 1, 2. Good. So that's got our audio back. So now we'll go through everything else and see what the set's doing. So, how did I get to that conclusion? Yeah, well, about 90 minutes of fault finding. Under this board is the chip which does the audio processing. I made a note somewhere. The only circuit I've got slightly different, but it doesn't make any difference in this point. So it's pin 2 of the MC33074. So this part of the MC33074 is here, and pin 2 is the input. So we've got the mic input from the socket, we've got the mic gain control, we've got an electrolytic capacitor, and quite frankly I did suspect that. So by taking that top board out, I was able to get to pin 2 of the IC, and I just simply put my finger on it with a screwdriver and I got a buzz over the PA, so we knew it was working alright. So I then went backwards. I thought, where's this capacitor? And it's on this volume and squelch control and RF gain and mic gain control board. So I could find that I'd got input on both sides of the capacitor, so it wasn't the capacitor dragging it down. So I haven't got anything going through the control, so one end goes to ground, the other goes to mic, and there you go. So I've now linked that out. And I don't like bodgers like that, but what do you do? Oh, is it 2006? It's not a standard part. Right, I'll get these screws put back in. Right, we'll get the speaker into the extension speaker socket and we'll get that into the test gear. (79125) on the signal generator. Right, here we go. It only tells you a few like they do. We're not touching AM. The gentleman's a lorry driver, he's using it on UK channels. The AM's going to work. We have a different set of fees for checking CPT and for checking AM. So I don't want to incur. We'll test it on our on the air test, but I'm not going to do any alterations. So I don't need to turn to a 1. It's actually got a real TX meter, which is good. and it's got there's the deviation preset, so 301. But it doesn't tell us which the preset number is. RX, it does tell us it's 101. So as usual, they're a bit sketchy, these. So the first preset I can see is 501, which could be 301, which could be deviation. But chances are there's going to be a transmit power. No, it's not showing a power preset. See what happens. It would be nice if these holes actually lined up with the coil underneath. So, if we have to transmit power, where's it going to be? I say it's a slightly different version to what I'm working with. With some care, I find it's that one. And the radio is now doing 3.4 watts. Channel 1, 3.4 watts, channel 40, 3.4 watts. Out of courtesy, we'll do channel 1 CPT with no extra fee, just not altering anything, as long as we can do that easily. Go to channel 1. .4 watts. 3.4. What am I doing? Right box. So then we'll go back to, it's a long hold. I'm not going to, when we do the test, I'm not going to do AM because it means resetting it for another country. So we're not charging for that, so we're not, there's a limit to what I'll do. So now I've got transmit current. Let's go back to channel 20. 1.219. So having retuned it, so it's a bit more optimum, we're not doing an awful lot more current for half a watt more. Right, let's have a look at the receiver. If you can get to any of this. So we'll start with the detector, put it on the oscilloscope. I think I'm going to find it's that one. So that's an improvement. Right, let's turn the signal generator down. I never showed you that. These are crystal filtered as standard because by this time they were required to be. Oh, that's an improvement. And that's an improvement too. And that I thought was perhaps the receiver, the transmitter, but it wasn't. So it was me who upset that one. Well, that's an improvement. Right, we'll get a new set of readings. So, actually I'm in the wrong mode. So for 12 dB we've now got an incredible 0.25. For 10 we've got 0.21. And for 100, sorry, for 20 we've got 7. Right, so let's have a look at the squelch. So see if it's altered. We're at full squelch. Put the attenuator on here. 1, 3, 10, 30, 100. So we've got to find the squelch preset. So we know that's power. That's going to be deviation. It's going to be one of these. I was first guess. Now it's too weak. That's it, 100 microvolts. And the threshold is now what? .3. S meter. So it's over 7 now, but so it's going to be that. It's got to be that other one. If it hasn't, has it? It's not going to be that. It's going to be AM mod. unless there's only one. Let's go back to 103. No, it's not 103. That's, of course, I've gone and upset the squelch, haven't I? What a fool. As it happens, I got it back right. So which one of these is transmit? Let's get some deduced. So it's saying it's doing 5 watts. I think it's this one down here. I'm right. So we're going to make it read 4, even though the set's not doing 4. So our next one's no doubt going to be AM mod, which we're not going to do. So that leaves us looking for the S meter. Now it's got an external S meter, so that could be the sensitivity for this. So we don't know. I'll just check deviation. It's going to be that one. And then we'll do it with the other meter. Wow, that's where I think it should be. So not as thorough as I'd like because I can't set the S meter. I'm not going to take this board out again. It is as it's set as it was previous. There's no difference there. Actually, there is a difference. It's better. Having tuned the receiver, it's now well, not much in it. 250 microvolts. Right, that just leaves us to do the deviation. And we'll put it back together and do a scratchy corner test. You'd think with a radio with a word like Excel on it that it would actually do 4 watts, wouldn't you? I've got an older one of these myself, and before they went to surface mount, I wonder if it works better. Whoa, that's too much. The meter's not right today. Whoa, there we go. Alright, we'll get that put back together. So as I said, Mr. Chippie's gone through a lot of dry joints, even though that wasn't the reason why there was no transmitted audio. Well, he's certainly going to get improved range from what he had. Now, I'm trying to get all this to line up. I've had the parts for that Fidelity record player yesterday, so Friday tomorrow I think we'll try and get that done. I've got a Transcom GBX 4000 in. I've got an AKD direction finder, never seen one of those before. I've got a LCO communicators in I440DX, which has been serviced by a well-known and proficient other engineer. But something's gone wrong, it's not the engineer's doing. So although there's some corrosion on the back of the set, it's not actually affected it internally. I don't know why the display's so dim, but all the backlights are lit. There could be some festoon bulbs under the display, but you've got to swing the display out of the way, and I broke one of our own sets doing that, so certainly not going to do it for a customer because it's like effectively a £100 set written on. Right, so we've got mic gain now does nothing. Is that in the wrong position, the right position? Absolutely no idea. Because centre's top on these. One on a Roger. Go with CPT for a laugh. Full of interference. Back to UK. There we go. It was a nice sensitive set, and we'll do an on-the-air test later. So thanks for watching. Midland 48XL Multi from 2006, I think this one is.